the stock getting totally hammered. This was a bankruptcy ruling that a court said that they no longer have exclusive rights to their bankruptcy. What does that actually mean?
Well, I think we don't know exactly what it means, but it definitely is bad news for the existing shareholders. Previously, they had the exclusive rights to propose a bankruptcy exit. So as soon as you let other people in having as much right to make their proposal says the existing shareholders could be virtually wiped out. Mm-hmm. So I think what we're expecting now is there'll be negotiations, there'll be arbitration, there'll be more rulings by the court. There's another 6 to 9 months to go, I think, before we have some clarity on where this goes. But it definitely shows that the judge is saying, hey, let's have somebody in here besides the existing shareholders.
Which kind of winds up meaning Elliott Management that owns a lot of the debt, which means that they are going to have kind of now a say in maybe how the company winds up restructuring.
No question. It's, you'd see big hedge funds in there. They're not in there to hold the stock for 10 years, obviously, and maybe nobody is these days, but they definitely have a clear idea that they can own more of the company than anybody thought.
So we did have a call from Citi that says that the company's stock could fall to zero, 75% probability. From your perspective, like if a utility company stock goes to zero, like in the industry, like what does that mean for a utility company?
That just would be the existing shares, right? I mean, there will be equity.
But they still have to turn on the lights, right?
Yeah,
it's not like they totally go under.
Somebody will continue to invest in the company, right? I mean, and if worse came to worse, the state would back bonds and otherwise step in. Conceivably, the state could own the utility. So there's a lot of valuable assets out there. There's just too much debt and too many claims in the victims.
Right, which leads us to what they did over the last 24 hours. Right. So they're basically cutting power to some customers in Northern California because of wildfire risk. Do it now versus having liabilities of $15, $20, $30 billion.
That's it.
Well, is it the right strategy? Like, does this make sense? Like, what happens here?
I think they're somewhat desperate now. They see that it's a struggle to hold on to the company. It's a struggle to keep the system running and so on. But clearly they're erring on the side of caution and saying, look, people have to put up with a little inconvenience, but the alternative is a massive disaster. And not only is that terrible for us, many billions of dollars, but it's obviously very bad for the people whose houses get burned and people got killed in these fires.